fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Rodimus and Sideswipe with Decepticon Whisper from the Transformers Shattered Glass line from Hasbro. So we're getting two repaints here for Shattered Glass Rodimus and Sideswipe. Yet again, the Sideswipe mold, but there are some notable changes that we'll take a look at here. So this one's actually kind of exciting. But we have the Shattered Glass logo up top here, and Whisper kind of sneaking in here on the top of the box. Not really anything going on here on the bottom. Over here we have some artwork of Sideswipe and Whisper. And then over here on this side we have Rodimus. And then on the back, of course, we have our product shots for both the robot mode and the vehicle mode, Whisper included. A little bit of a bio here for the two of these characters. Says, Sideswipe has defected to the Decepticons, now battling the Autobots with his Minicon partner Whisper. Rodimus aims to turn the Autobots into a cutthroat team of mercenaries with himself as the lead. So there you go, a little bit of story building there for Shattered Glass. But yeah, box looks beautiful, plastic-free packaging, of course, so everything's just kind of cardboard and tissue paper. But that just leaves room for some really nice artwork here on the front. So pretty cool. Love the color scheme for Shattered Glass. I always have. I think that really works well as well. So I'm going to go ahead, get these two out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here we have Rodimus, Sideswipe, and Whisper out of the packaging. They do come packaged in their vehicle modes, which is why I'm starting off this way. So here is our repaint of Rodimus. I think it looks great. Very reminiscent of the Rodimus Unicronus that they did back in Power of the Primes, I think. But obviously now we're using the Studio Series 86 mold of Hot Rod. I really like it. My only complaint, I wish the big fin here was either the same red or purple. I think the gray is a little bland since you have so much black. I personally think I would have liked a nice big purple wing. I think that would have looked cool, but I also would have been okay with the dark red. Small nitpick. Still looks really, really cool, and this is a fantastic mold. You can see the underneath here rolls very well. No problems there. So we'll get into transformation in a moment. Here we have Whisper, our first official Minicon. We did see Jolt, but he has not been released yet, so technically Whisper is the first one. And he looks great. Color scheme, very reminiscent of the original version of this character from Armada, but also incorporating the color scheme from Sideswipe here. So, as we all know, and this is probably the worst kept secret, we've taken the Earthrise Sideswipe mold and made it into Armada Wheeljack. So he has the Autobot symbol with the giant scar through it, and then the little Decepticon symbol down below, very reminiscent of the Armada mold from back in the day. And he has a new head as well, which we'll see. It's hidden under here for now. But it's just kind of fun. Like, they're taking a mold we already have a ton of, and now they're remolding it into Armada's Wheeljack, and I'm totally fine with it. I think they did a really great job recreating that scar with the two symbols nicely painted. Also, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but I had a color change transformer back in the day. It was G2 Drench, I believe its name was, and it was definitely rocking this color scheme, and I'm definitely getting G2 color change Drench vibes from this guy, and I love it. I love this color scheme. I loved it back then. I love it again now. So very, very cool. Now, if we want to connect Whisper to Sideswipe, he doesn't have traditional Minicon ports like they did back in the day, but he does have a normal peg. So what you have to do, because obviously it doesn't stick down far enough to peg in the top, you have to flip his legs around. So these are going to pop out from here, flip around, and then bend back the other way. And this little tab here is going to peg into the legs. So you just kind of bring this down and sit that there. And we'll do the same here for the other one. And then once that is done, now the peg has enough clearance, and then you can just pop it onto the top here. So that's how they kind of power link. It's fine, no problem. Obviously, I believe in Armada they all had gimmicks. I think when you connected it to Wheeljack, he had the fins pop up. If you want to pretend to replicate that, technically you could. But it's going to be much smaller little wings on the side here. So you kind of can pretend that it, maybe activated those. Obviously, there's no springs or gimmicks or anything in these toys, but if you wanted to pretend and replicate that, you certainly could. But yeah, that's how that connects. And then I will put him off to the side. So that's pretty much it. Again, the vehicle modes, I feel like we know them, we love them. There's not anything super new here. This is a slight remold of Sideswipe. and this is just a straight up repaint of Hot Rod. So not really anything new that much in terms of the vehicle modes, but they look good. Color schemes are great. Technically, I guess I should bring in the accessories here because, of course, we can attach all of these in this mode. So we have a ton of accessories. I mean, honestly, so many accessories. Studio Series 86 Hot Rod comes with everything that Studio 6... I'm sorry. Let me start again. Rodimus comes with all of the accessories that Studio Series 86 Hot Rod came with. So we have the buzzsaw, we have the two guns, we have the Matrix with that effect piece, and then we have these two effect pieces. So we can attach these in the vehicle mode by just popping them onto the smokestacks here. So we can go ahead and do that. So you can have some pretty cool red effect pieces like he's, you know, going super fast with the flame outtakes. Pretty cool there. You can take the guns and you can either peg them in up here in these two little slits like this, or you can peg them in down here in these little slits like this. And if you decide to put them both in the same place, you can peg the saw blade on top with these two connectors right here. I don't personally do this just because I think it looks super busy, but it is possible. So you could put all of that stuff on the front of the vehicle mode here if you like, in either this spot or that spot. So that's going to do it for all of his accessories. Now, if you remember Armada Wheeljack, he had two bars here across the bottom. They actually fed into the wing pieces that flipped out. I don't think they were spring-loaded missiles, but he kind of stored them in there and he took them out and used them as melee weapons. Well, they've gone ahead and recreated something similar. So we have these pieces here, which have these big tabs on the side, and they added these tab slots, which were not here previously. And so you can just go ahead and peg these on the side. They fit very well, contour very nicely. I think that looks fantastic. You can go ahead and the standard Sideswipe shoulder cannon piece has been included as well, so you can peg that in there if you want, or just get rid of it altogether. Up to you. They did not include his normal gun because we got these instead. I'm totally fine with that. So this is kind of a pre-paint of Armada Wheeljack. I 100% believe we're going to see this done in Armada Wheeljack colors, and I'm totally happy with that. So these look really great in vehicle mode. We'll go ahead. We will start with Rodimus, and we will get into his transformation. So if you've transformed Studio Series 86 Hot Rod, it's the exact same transformation here. We're going to start by lifting up this section, bringing this down, and then folding these two pieces inside like so. So they'll just kind of fold in and hang out in there. Then you want to come here to this obvious seam, and we're going to unhook the arms. So they will unhook from here, and then they're also pegged into the top here. Let me bring this around so you can see there was a tab slot right there, and then there was a tab right there. So we will unhook this arm as well. Unhook this. There we go. Bring this around for now. Then we're going to come around to the back here, and we have to kind of unpeg the leg sections, which they kind of go like up and in like that, so you kind of have to bring them out like that. Then we can lift this section up, and then we're going to rotate that 180 degrees, and you can just kind of leave it there for now. We don't have to push it all the way up. We're going to spread the legs out so that we can open these up. The hinge is, I believe, right here. This section will flip around, and then the whole leg will flip down. This section will fold in on itself 180 degrees, and then you want to flip the leg out, and then flip this section in and peg that together. And there is one leg. We're going to repeat the process over here with this leg, making sure you have clearance. Flip the leg, or the foot rather. Flip this piece in, and then bring this in like so. And then we're going to rotate the entire waist 180 degrees, just like that. Then we are going to bring this whole section back. We are going to flip out the head, which will stop about there. Then we are going to take this section and rotate it. You can see that there's a mushroom peg right here. This is going to rotate, and sometimes the clearance issues can be a bit of a pain. I like to kind of bring the arms in like that. Oh, we got to lift it up like this. There we go. Okay, so once you can get that mushroom peg turned around, this section here is going to fold in and snap into place, and then bring the arms back out, and then you can bring this down like so, and then this will come in and snap into place. It's just kind of funny because you expect the arm piece in here to be able to swing out, and it doesn't. The arms are kind of really at the side. Now, they do have a hinge in here, so you can bring them up a little bit. Let me zoom out here. There we go. Then you're going to bring this up, and there is a tiny little peg right there, which is going to peg in right here. So this will just come up and snap into place. And then we're pretty much done at this point. The last step is very simple. You're going to lift up this piece, rotate this around 180, and then fold that piece back down. So once again, lift this up, spin it 180, and then you can see that there's kind of a little indent right there. And that's where this piece is going to sit into. And there we go. There is Shattered Glass Rodimus. Get him in some kind of a dynamic pose here. Let me adjust the camera a bit. I think the color scheme really works. I think the purple and black look really great together. Plus you have the little bit of red and of course the like silverish gray. Overall, I really like the color scheme. Like I said, I just wish there was a little bit more pop of color here in the wing. I mean, you probably don't need as much purple here in the robot mode, so maybe the red would have been a better choice overall. But I don't know, just the gray, I think it just blends in a little bit too much. Just a minor thing. But overall, it's a great mold. It was a great mold back when it was Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. It's still a great mold. They did a really nice job with this. Articulation-wise, the head can move back, can move forward, can spin side to side, tilts back and side to side a little bit. So you have a nice range of motion there on the ball joint. And then the head sculpt just has that fantastic handlebar mustache. That's such a great design. Really nice red eyes, the silver paint, all the purple, just all the paint on the head there really looks fantastic. The purple flames here look great with the Shattered Glass Autobot symbol. Really looking fantastic. You have this hinge here in the shoulder as well as a rotation. Then we have a bicep swivel and we get a little bit more than 90 degrees there in the elbow. I believe we have a wrist swivel, as well as the hands can open at that finger joint. You can see the pin there, which is fantastic. Waist swivel we already saw during the transformation. Kick pretty far forward. Can't really kick all that far back. You can see that it kind of hits there and that stops, but can kick pretty far forward. We have a thigh swivel here. We have kind of double jointed knees because of the transformation, so you can get pretty good range of motion there. And then you do have an ankle tilt as well as a little bit of front to back as well. So really good, nice dynamic poses you can get with this guy. And I love that color scheme. I think that looks really great. But of course he has a host of accessories as well. So he has, again, the two kind of flame effect pieces, which you can go ahead and attach here. So if you want him to be kind of shooting fire from these wrist cannons, you can absolutely do that. He's got two guns, which you can go ahead and pop into the hands. You might have to open up the fingers ever so slightly to fit these in. But honestly, I think you could leave the fingers all the way out and they'll still attach because like this part of the hand is, you know, solid enough, but then you can close these up. So he's got these two guns, and honestly, they look pretty similar. They're just slightly different. But again, does have two weapons. He's also got these hand switch pieces. Well, what I mean is you open up the forearm here, and then you rotate the wrist 180 degrees. And then he's got the, like, welding torch, I guess, for repairs. And then you can open up this side. Come on. There we go. And then swivel this one around, and then it's just got kind of a standard peg there. But you can go ahead and attach the saw blade accessory so that he can have the saw blade arm. So again, a lot of options with this one. That looks fantastic. See how this looks really good in red? I feel like the wing would have looked really good in red as well. But that's pretty cool. So again, he's got tons of accessories and different, you know, things he can wield, which I think is really fun. And it's really easy to swivel those wrists around so that you can use these pieces here. Let me unhook this. And then open this back up. There we go. And of course, he does come with the Matrix, which is very kind of blandly done and mostly silver and dark gray, but it does have the red in the center, which looks pretty cool. And he can open up those hands, and I believe this is the whole reason why they made the hands open even back in the 86 mold. Or 86 version, I should say. It's the same mold. But so he can hold the Matrix out, and then he does come with this effect piece that you can pop over it so that it looks like it's doing its thing, saving the world. Although I don't know what that looks like for Shattered Glass Rodimus, but there you go. He is unleashing the power of the Matrix. So again, just a ton of accessories. Really, really fun. Really great repaint. It's really fun to have this guy in the Shattered Glass universe. I guess technically you could have used your Power of the Prime Rodimus Unicronus, but this is a much better mold, and so it's a great repaint on a great mold, and just a really fun figure. Okay, getting into Shattered Glass Sideswipe's transformation. We've done this mold 100 times. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. We're just going to flip out these panels on the side. We're going to flip open the shin panels. We are going to rotate this whole section and spin it around 180. We are going to separate the legs. We are going to use these pieces. Now, I don't know why. This one I have no trouble with. That flips right out, if you can see what I'm doing. This piece flips right in, and you use that to pop out the foot, and then close this up. This one on mine is really tight. I find I have to kind of push it this way as I do it. When it locks in, it's really tight, and I don't know why. Let me see if I can get this to go. There we go. Okay, so that goes in, pushes out the foot. Close that up. Then we are going to pop out the arms, lift them up on the hinges so that we can push these pieces inside. Lift this section up, flip this around, push that into place, flip out the fists, and then just rotate the arms down. And there you go. We have Shattered Glass Sideswipe. I mean, the core of this mold has been kicking it since Siege, and that's, I want to say, at least 5 going into 6 years old. And it's still a good mold. It's still solid, but they just keep finding uses for it. So now we have done this as a pre-tool / pre-paint of Armada Wheeljack. They even gave him his head. So that is 100% Armada Wheeljack's head. And just to prove, here is G2 Sideswipe. So this is Sideswipe's head. This is definitely Wheeljack's head. I don't know why they didn't give us this head on here and save this head for Wheeljack. Not really a big deal. Not really a problem. But that is 100% Armada Wheeljack's head, without a doubt. So we are definitely getting... I mean, if the whole chest area wasn't enough, plus the inclusion of the Minicon that came with Armada Wheeljack, if you had any doubt left, there is his head. Very nicely painted. Nice red eyes. Otherwise, mostly just kind of gray and black. On a ball joint there, as you can see. So you can move front to back, a little bit of side to side. You have, I mean, do we really need to go through the articulation for this? Spin, hinge, spin, elbow, nothing in the wrist. You got the waist. Kick forward, kick back, kick out to the side. Got your knee joints. Got your ankle tilt. I mean, you know this mold. It's really not much of a surprise. But I love the color scheme. And I think, you know, making it into Armada Wheeljack is a lot of fun. You can take those accessories and just peg them into his hands as melee weapons. I do kind of miss the wings. I feel like they were kind of a big part of Armada Wheeljack. Now, technically, I guess if I wanted to look ridiculous, I could try to leave these pieces out. Because again, this is the closest thing we have to the wings. You're going to run into clearance problems with the shoulders, but technically you could leave them out, and that's a look, I guess. Also, that would give you somewhere to store these in robot mode if you wanted to. You could peg them in here, which looks ridiculous. But unfortunately, you can't really peg these in anywhere else because they have these tabs, which are too big to fit in these spots here. Yeah, I tried it before, I couldn't do it, and then for a second it almost seemed like it was going to go. It's a shame. I wish they were just a tad shorter so that they could fit in these, because I would love to have them just kind of on his forearms there. But yeah, he has to hold them as melee weapons, or that's it. So if you want to have somewhere to store them, you could pop these out. It looks ridiculous. You're going to run into clearance problems with the shoulders, but technically you could do it. Otherwise, he's got this piece, which you could have him wield as a gun, or as per usual, you can pop in here as a shoulder cannon. So whatever you like. But, I mean, these are really the weapons that would go with Armada Wheeljack. But he has to use them as melee weapons, and there's not really anywhere to store them. I tried to even pop them in here. That doesn't work. Can I store them here on the back? See, if they could pop in here or something, I would like that. Or maybe on the back of the leg or something, but they didn't do anything like that. So that's a bit of a bummer. I wish there was somewhere you could store them on the back. Even if you could do something like this, just to kind of help with the kind of more Armada look. Maybe they'll do more of a pre-tool by seriously down it by the time that comes out. But he's a fun toy. I like him a lot. I love the color scheme. I love the hints of what's to come for Armada Wheeljack. I just wish they could have done something to give him those wings, or even just peg these onto the back, just because that's kind of all part of the look. But otherwise, I do like him a lot. And we're getting more Armada characters, which is definitely fun. So I like that. But the biggest part to link him to Armada Wheeljack is, of course, the Minicon. And if you have it in this same configuration, you can use this and peg this onto his forearm. So if you want to pretend that gives him some kind of power link power, you can certainly do that. Or you can go ahead and pop it on the back. Maybe give him kind of like a jetpack. Something like that. Whatever you like. So he does have that compatibility as well. But yeah, he's definitely cool. But let's go ahead. Let's take a closer look at this guy. So we have Whisper, our first official Minicon, and I still have him in that kind of configuration, so you can use the connector there. I'm going to just go ahead and pop this back around and show you that this piece here pegs into this here for kind of the normal vehicle mode for Whisper. Like that. So there you go. There he is in his cool little jet mode. Transformation into robot mode is very, very simple. You're just going to bring the legs all the way straight down like so. And then you're going to flip out these pieces here like that. You're going to lift up the arms, which are presently connected onto that little piece right there. So we're going to lift these up like that, get them out of the way. Then we're going to bend this whole section down, and that will move these, so make sure that you're not holding on to that. Kind of hold it here in the back, and then bring this whole section down, and then this front section will fold down as well, revealing the head. And then they tell you to kind of lift these up, position them however you like. If you want them straight down, you can. If you want to tuck them all the way down, you can. 45-degree angle. They're on a little ball joint. Or is it a swivel? I think it's a ball joint. I'm not quite sure. But you have some options there to move that around. So, again, love the little head sculpt. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Very, very cool. You have a ball joint here in the shoulder, plus you have an elbow bend. You have a ball joint here in the hip, and you have a knee bend. Really, I mean, probably 120 degrees there in the knee. But yeah, he's a cool little dude. I like him quite a bit. I hope this is just the start of things to come for Minicons, because they did a really great job. We've seen Jolt. Jolt looks fantastic as well. I'm kind of hoping they do like a Hasbro Pulse Minicon pack. Give us Sparkplug, give us Leader 1, give us Swindle to fill out the Minicon partners for the Armada figures we already have. I would very much like that. Throw a couple of Blasters cassettes in there as well to round that out. But yeah, this guy's really, really cool. Fun, simple little transformation. But he's great. You know, he can connect to Sideswipe very easily, or really anyone for that matter, because it's just a standard 5mm port. So you can go ahead and have him connect to literally anyone in your collection. Yeah, this guy's great. I'm really, really happy with this old dude. I think this is a really fantastic set. Originally, I didn't really think I needed this figure. I was going to kind of pass on it because I already had the Rodimus Unicronus from Power of the Primes. And yes, it's a better mold, but I was like, I can make do with the one that I have. But then they put it in this 2-pack, and I absolutely needed this figure. Again, even though we'll probably get both of these guys together later on as Armada Wheeljack. I love this color scheme. Like I said, it's definitely giving me vibes of that G2 color changing Drench figure I had. Plus, to get the first version of this Minicon, I just want as many Minicons as they'll give us, so I had to pick it up. But yeah, I'm actually really glad I did, because this is a great mold and a great color scheme, and I'm definitely very happy to have it replace that Hot Rod from Power of the Primes, or Rodimus Unicronus from Power of the Primes. Definitely an upgrade for this guy. And then this is just a fantastic use of this mold, and I'm really excited to get this again as Armada Wheeljack. So yeah, this is a really fun set. Definitely recommend checking it out. It's on Hasbro Pulse now, I believe. I believe it's still up there. So definitely check it out. All the Shattered Glass stuff has been Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and I don't believe this is any different. I don't think this is going to show up anywhere else. Unless maybe third-party sites like BBTS or something get it eventually. I'm not sure. But hey, go on Hasbro Pulse, pick it up now if you like. It's a good time. It's really, really a good time. I'm really liking this one more than I thought I would. I knew I would like it, but it's really, really growing on me. And this is just a treat, as I fully expected. So, love all the accessories, love the figures, love the color schemes, love the Minicon. Really, like, the only thing I could possibly say, I wish his wing was either purple or red, just to give him a little bit more color in both modes. But that's a minor nitpick. Very minor nitpick. These are just really good figures. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.